Welcome to Politics NY with Skye. Schneps Media is asking each candidate running for New York City office this year 3 questions in 3 minutes. And right now I'm with Dianne Morales. She is candidate for New York City mayor. So we'd like to get to know her a little bit. And I wanted to let everyone know this interview is one in a series of Schneps Media's Politics NY candidate discussions sponsored by AARP New York. New Yorkers 50 plus are the city's most reliable voters, accounting for 3 out of 4 ballots cast in the last open mayoral primary. AARP urges all New York City mayoral candidates to remember that 50 plus voters count and to focus on the issues most important to this critical voting bloc. So with that in mind, Dianne Morales, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for mayor for the people who don't know you. And then we'll start talking about a little of these issues that concern AARP constituents.
Sure. Well, thanks so much for having me, Skye. My name's Dianne Morales. I am a native New Yorker. I was born and raised in Bed-Stuy. I am the youngest of 3 daughters born to Puerto Rican parents, working class, blue collar, union family. I'm also the single mom of 2 children, both with learning differences. And I'm the only candidate in this race who's been an educator in the public school system. I also, for over 30 years, have been the executive of large-scale human service organizations and anti-poverty organizations, really working to provide critical services to some of our most vulnerable, including our senior population. I have run what they called NORCs, a naturally occurring retirement community, and also provided supportive housing to seniors, and run social programs and food delivery programs for the senior community as well. I'm running for office because I believe that it's time for us to actually address the symptoms, the systems and the structures that result in so many of our community members feeling isolated, not having access to opportunity, and really struggling on the margins. I believe it's time for us to address those issues head on, and I'm prepared to do that.
So great, Dianne. And with those seniors in mind, most New York City residents, according to these AARP surveys, do not believe they will be able to afford to retire in New York City. So what will you do as our next mayor to address that?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different things that I've talked about that I think would be particularly of interest to seniors who are concerned about this. One is making sure that we are guaranteeing affordable permanent housing to everyone. And that means taking on the real estate industry so that we are addressing rent regulations and protections for all residents, and making sure that we're guaranteeing the ability to live in the city. I also am committed to supporting our small and mid-sized businesses so that we can make things affordable and grow in a local economy, a new economy that's based on and prioritizes the local, sort of locally owned businesses, and really expanding the network of supportive services that are available to seniors. We know the value that our seniors provide to the city, and yet our city has only invested less than 1% of the city budget in senior related services. So I would dramatically alter that and make sure that we're investing back in the many seniors that have made it possible for our city to be as terrific as it is these days.
And something else that seniors are concerned about are streetscapes and walking, pedestrian safety, crossing the street. So how would you incorporate the needs of the city's aging residents to ensure pedestrian safety for these types of residents?
Yeah, so I have a very comprehensive infrastructure plan up on my website at Dianne, DIANNE.NYC, that I invite and encourage folks to take a look at. But one of the things that plan speaks to is the idea of actually creating jobs for New Yorkers that would be focused on and prioritize mobility and access for New Yorkers. So curb cuts where needed, crosswalks, signals that are accessible both in terms of audio and visual, and really making sure that we are implementing programs that clear our sidewalks and clear our paths and make the streets safer for pedestrians, because we also know that one of the issues and challenges is traffic and cars on our streets. So really working to make sure that we are dramatically improving and expanding safe streets for all New Yorkers that are accessible.
Fantastic. Now, government and politics aside, Dianne Morales, tell us something fun or interesting about yourself that maybe doesn't normally come up on a political interview.
Yeah, so I grew up in a 3-generation household. I shared a bed and a room with my grandma until the day that I left home for college. And now I get to actually be the middle part of the sandwich of a 3-generation household. My parents live with us. My dad is 87, my mom is 80, and I have my young adult children living with us as well. So the cycle has come full circle. And it is actually, something that is very important to me, very near and dear to me. And that is just what has been a norm for me in terms of growing up that way. And it's a great tradition that I'm thrilled to be able to share with my children now.
Awesome. Party at your house.
For sure.
Thank you for being part of this Schneps Media's 3 Questions in 3 Minutes on Politics NY with Skye, sponsored by AARP for New York's 50+ voters. Dianne Morales, thank you so much.
Thank you, Skye. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you.